Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Amariyat TV. My name is Amara. I'm bringing you content all the way from Texas. If you are clicking this video for the first time, please subscribe and join this family for more exciting videos. And for my old subscribers, welcome back. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for watching and sharing the videos. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how I prepare my multi-purpose tomato stew with cow leg and turkey meat. This tomato right here, I brought out from the freezer last night to allow it to defrost overnight. Usually when I buy my tomatoes, I go to the farmer's market. I buy them in boxes, like about 4 boxes at a time. I wash them, clean them up, store them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer so they can come in handy whenever I need to use them. As you can see, I cut them in half before putting a Ziploc bag and freezing them. One thing I like about this method of storing the tomato is that once the tomato comes out of the freezer and begin to defrost, the water naturally just separates from the tomato. This recipe we will be using 2 medium-sized onions, and these onions here unfortunately started sprouting up in the fridge because I left it there for so long. So nevertheless, I'm gonna still cut it up, wash it, and blend it inside the tomatoes. I'm also gonna be adding 2 cloves of garlic, some bell pepper that I froze together with the frozen tomatoes, and then I'm gonna be blending everything together. So in this blender, I have 2 cloves of garlic, my tomatoes, and the bell pepper. Everything is blended now to a smooth paste, so I just transfer to the pot that I'm going to be using to prepare the stew. So we'll continue to blend the rest of the tomatoes. I will be using 3 habanero peppers for this recipe. I may add a little bit more later on depending on how spicy I want it to be. So we're just going to let the tomato boil for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Remember the way I stored my tomato initially? I had it in the freezer and then I brought it out to defrost, and then I was able to decant some of that water. So it shouldn't take me more than 30 minutes to boil down the excess water from the tomato. We're still in part 1 of this process. Remember, in the part 1, all we've been doing is blending and bringing all your base ingredients to boil. What I mean by base ingredients are your tomatoes, of course, your red bell pepper, your onions, habanero pepper, garlic, ginger, and crayfish. Those are optional. If you do not like the taste of garlic or ginger, do not use it. If you don't know what crayfish is, don't use it. They are just optional. And also, if you like the taste of the tin tomatoes in your stew, you can also use it. I didn't use it in this recipe, but those are also optional. So after we're done cleaning the meat, we're going to begin seasoning it. So here I'm going to be adding some onion powder. Next, I'll be adding 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon. And then a teaspoon of curry powder, some cayenne pepper, add a teaspoon of thyme. Finally, just shake some salt in the meat. So right now I am just layering up the air fryer because, like I said, I don't like to clean. I'm sorry. I hate cleaning piles of dishes after I finish cooking. Ugh. So I'll just layer down that foil paper into the pan and I will spray it with canola oil. So once I'm done spraying the foil, I'm just gonna start layering down my chicken into the air fryer. And guys, if you don't have an air fryer in your kitchen, I think you're missing out. This air fryer we use for different kinds of stuff. I can do my French fries in it. I can fry my chicken, of course. I can fry my beef. I can fry my fish in it, plantain, anything, just name it. Any and anything that is fryable or grillable, just toss it in your air fryer and you will be surprised at the outcome. So 20 minutes later and voila, we are done. So let's see what we got. Can you see that? Cooked and fried at the same time with the minimal oil you can imagine. So I'm just gonna flip it up to the other side so it can cook as well, and then I'll cook it again for another 20 minutes and my meat will be ready to go into the stew. Back to our tomato sauce. So right now this is about 20 minutes or so and this tomato continues to boil down. There we have it. The tomato is almost dried. I would say completely dried of the water at this point, which is perfectly okay by me. I can proceed with the third step of this recipe. So moving on to the third final step. Yay! So at this point, this is my extra virgin oil. I know this is gonna be a topic for debate because I know most of you like to fry your tomatoes per se, but I don't do it. I love my life simple. I don't like complications. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna add my oil straight into the pot. Okay, I am not gonna go get extra pot just to fry oil and onions and then add my tomato into it. That's like extra dish to wash. Nobody got that time, girl. Nobody got that time. If you look closely, you will notice that I never stirred this tomato. I just left it alone. Guys, just leave things alone. Stop bothering things, honestly. Once you start stirring these tomatoes, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna burn. There's no two ways about it. Doesn't matter what kind of pot you're using, it will start sticking to the bottom of the pot and you're not gonna like it. The highest I can do is just shake the pot, just give it a little shake, and just to make sure that the oil is enough, of course, which I know the oil will be enough for me. I don't need to add any extra oil, but please stop stirring things. This is my third onion that I'm gonna use for the stew. I'm just gonna chop it up and add it towards the end of the stew. I kind of like the crunchiness that the stew that it gives when you're eating the stew, and also I like the flavor that it adds to the stew as well. So while the tomato is boiling with the oil, I just sprinkle some onions into it. Here's my second meat, the cow leg. I already boiled it. I pre-cooked it yesterday. I seasoned it and it's ready to go into the stew. So we're just gonna let that continue to cook, and I will be adding the broth from the cow leg. Our turkey is finally cooked, fried, and ready to go into the stew. Yay, this is the time to go ahead and stir. Be sure to taste also while you're stirring it. Make sure you taste for salt, pepper, and see if you want to add some chicken bouillon. And while you're stirring it, don't forget to lower the heat. And here we have it, guys, our stew all ready to be served with rice and plantain. I ended up using my banana leaf to serve this food so we can all enjoy it. If you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share with friends and family to join this family so that we can share ideas, rub minds together, and encourage each other.